All right, welcome back to our roadside trials and tribulations. Apologies. I think it's been like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks since we updated the vlog. Reason being, we've been busy, we've been sick, we've been a little bit under the weather. There's been a little bit going on here. So since the last time that we touched base, we were in Camp Verde, Arizona, I believe. We were on our way to Las Vegas. We're here. Since we last talked, we've ran the 4 Wide Nationals. We've also ran the Double Divisional here in Vegas. In between, we got to take in the Hoover Dam. We also had a stomach bug go through that hit every member of the family, hit Gary the hardest, but we all suffered some ill effects from it. I think by and large we're past that. We're getting better now.
Yeah,
and
I threw up like 8 times.
And Gary said he threw up 8 times, which is not an exaggeration. It was kind of rough. On-track performance for the last 2 weeks has not been stellar. We're going to go through all of that in this week's vlog, so stay tuned for that. We are now preparing for what will be our final week of the trip, our final race of the trip, also our biggest race of the trip. So we're trying to mentally get right to refocus and hopefully get something rolling here at the Spring Fling Million. Gary, Jack, anything that these folks should be ready for this episode? Anything we got for them? You're doing a puzzle. Gary's making some NBA logos.
Yeah.
All that and more coming up. All right, kiddos. We've reached that point in the journey where it feels like the walls are closing in a little bit. Today, actually, literally, because it's super windy outside, so we've got the slides in so that we don't mess up the slide out covers. The walls are actually closing in.
Yeah.
We have less than 1 week left of our journey. How long have we been gone, Gary?
9 weeks!
9 weeks! Oh my goodness. Are you boys ready to go home?
Yeah. Not if we win $1 million. No way.
What about you, Jack? Are you ready to go home?
Yeah!
Yeah.
And I want to celebrate my Olympic birthday party.
And I want
to play with my hot rods.
You want to play with your hot rods? We have a birthday party for Gary when we get home. Yeah, the first weekend that we're home, Olympic themed. Gary will be 9 years old on what, next Thursday?
Yeah, the 21st.
The 21st. We should be home by then unless we have some mechanical issue, right?
Yeah, but anyway, we're gonna be home by the 24th.
Mm-hmm.
Usually.
What do you guys miss most about home?
Jack, what do you miss most? I miss my hot rods.
You miss your hot rods? Even with all of the real hot rods you got here at the racetrack?
I don't have none hot rods, but I want that. I didn't bring the hot rods.
I see. You're like full-size hot rods. Yeah, you miss those. Okay. How about you, Gary?
I kind of miss my bed, but the one thing I really...
That was the thing you said you would miss the most.
But I really miss the bathtub and the cushions.
Oh yeah, our play cushions. You guys do both miss the bathtubs, right? You don't like taking motorhome showers. You miss your baths.
Yeah, because the showers are way too hot or cold.
Well, we got 1 big week of racing left. Are we gonna have fun here in Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's always more fun when we win, but we'll have fun even if we don't win, right? You got lots of friends that'll be here this week.
Yeah. Yeah, we will.
Yeah, we will. What?
A lot of friends. Well, we're friends.
You have to scream, Jack?
Yeah.
I guess so, huh? All right. Well, even though we're about ready to go home, have you guys had a fun trip or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We've made a lot of new friends too, huh?
Yeah. Hey, guys.
We made Mallory.
Yeah, Mallory. Mm-hmm. Brandon.
Hey, guys, look, I made some
Debbie.
logos.
Debbie. Darren. Can you think of any other new friends? How about the guy that's parked next to us?
Ryan.
Ryan is your buddy. Show me your logos, Jerry. Gary, what you been working on today?
These are the Los Angeles Clippers.
Got NBA logos here.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Denver Nuggets. It may not look like the Nuggets that much, but also here's the New Orleans Pelicans.
Okay.
I made some more in the West. Utah Jazz.
The Jazz, yeah. Oh, let me zoom out a little bit. I got you way too big now, Gary. All right. The Dubs.
Golden State Warriors.
Yep. The playoffs start this week, right?
Yeah, these are all some teams that will be in the playoffs.
The Grizz.
Yeah, Memphis Grizzlies with Ja Morant, bro.
Are they the team we're rooting for this year because we're big Ja fans?
Yeah!
Are you mad that Gary's got the camera and you don't, Jack?
Phoenix
Oh, yeah.
Suns, best team in NBA, bro.
Yeah.
If you don't know them, look it up on a phone. Go to CBSSports.com. Wait, hang on. I have one more.
Oh, one more.
Dallas Mavericks.
Who's Dallas's best player?
Luka Doncic.
All right, good stuff.
Also, if you want to look up this stuff, like I said, go to CBSSports.com. And also, if you want to see some more of these videos, go to Motor Engineering on YouTube.
Nice work, Gary. All right, so it's Wednesday, April 6th. We're a couple days removed from the 4-Wide Nationals. We're still here in Vegas, be here in Vegas for the remainder of our trip. So a couple days removed. I just thought we'd give a little recap from the national event. The results were suboptimal, yeah. Let's see, so Jess lost the second round of Super Comp. I'll let her tell you about that. Alright, so I just recorded a prolonged video of my own on-track frustrations from the last 2 weeks at Vegas. And I almost feel bad about it because I think that they pale in comparison to your own. So let's walk through these last 2 weeks. National event first.
Yeah, I'm so glad I found you with all this. Anyways, the national, I lost second round. I was late. Worst flight I've had since we've left home, but at the same time I slept from 11 to 1 in the morning and 5:30 to maybe 7:30.
And why was that?
Kids were up, wind, a rocking motorhome. Kids were up.
Kids were up again.
Mom life.
Super gas. I made it to round 3. Lost a good run. Had to run Ryan Smith, Phoenix area racer, really good racer. He's one of those there's racers like this in every pocket of the country that are really talented, but not a lot of people outside of that area know about. Right? They don't travel a lot. Ryan's a good racer, and we had a good run. Obviously, it was a little bit better for him. He was 13 to my 15. He went 1 above 1, so that means I had to take 9th out to win. I took 13 to be 4th out under. Really kudos to him. He gave me a little bit different look. He killed some ET early, just enough to kind of make me bite, confuse me a little bit. It's kind of a recurring theme on my end. I've made good runs when I've lost, but I needed great runs, and I just haven't been able to pull those out. And it's been frustrating because it's very untimely, I feel like. When I lost to Petey 4th round at the second divisional at Phoenix, it was for the bye to the semis, so that's a big swing. And then here, nationally, I haven't done any good nationally, second and third round at Phoenix and Pomona, so I felt like I needed a good national here. And to me, the difference between third and fourth round on the ledger is pretty significant. If you take a 4th round loss and average it with a win, you average 80, and you're trying to average 80 throughout the year to get to 650. So to me, that's kind of the breaking point. 4th round's an acceptable finish, 3rd round's not. So I really wanted that round, is what I'm getting to, and obviously it just didn't work out. So double divisional on tap this weekend. So we get 2 more cracks here at Las Vegas. My car is amazing. Best, I said this before, best 90 car I've had ever. I was going to say in a long time, but I think it's legitimately ever. So they're testing today. The last thing I want to do is hurt something on this to influence it being the best car I've ever driven. So it's got the day off. Jess is driving her car. She wanted to build up a little bit of confidence on the tree more than anything. Her car's been good, not great. So I made a few suspension changes today. We'll see how it responds to that. But that's where we're at here at Vegas. Wednesday, post-national event, preparing for the double divisional. right, so here is a little bit of the inside baseball from our weekend at the Doubleheader Divisional here in Las Vegas. This is just for the die-hard racers out there that want to hear the bitter details of what was kind of a frustrating weekend for us, at least on the racetrack. So in race 1, I actually advanced to the semifinals in Super Gas, which sounds pretty good. And for the first 4 rounds, I drove really well. Like, not outstanding, not spectacular, but really solid. Made 4 good runs to beat 4 really good opponents, and most of them on close races. Like, I was really happy with that. And then round 5, I completely fell out of the car. I was racing Greg Meyer, who's actually, I believe he's from Minnesota, parked across from us here in the pits. And the best I can explain what I did on the starting line was, as I got into stage, like I thought that I kind of double clutched the trans brake, and so I was initially thinking like, hey, it's not going to hold, and I kind of gently eased off the brake pedal, and I was like, oh, it's going to hold, and I gently eased onto the gas, and I was like, oh, I have a chance. And as all of this is going through my mind, the tree's on, and I was just completely out of sync, out of sequence. Long story short, I was 92 on the tree. Yeah, great lamp, right? And then to compound matters, I won a double breakout when I was 700ths behind on the tree. What on earth am I doing going under? And the only thing I can chalk it up to is I feel like Troy and Gary Williams are the two that stand out to me as like improvisationally awesome racers, like think really quickly. I feel like I'm a good racer, but I very much have a plan. And then when things don't go according to plan, I don't always respond very well. So my plan was I'm going to be teen and go 10:05 wide open, because that's the index here instead of 990. And because my car's been unbelievable, like incredibly good. And so I let go and obviously know that I'm very late. And my initial thought was I should bump some time out of it on the stop. But then I'm thinking, like, I have almost 40 miles an hour on this opponent. I'm probably just going to screw that up. And I wasn't completely sure. I knew I was really late, but I wasn't completely sure I was that far behind. So whatever. I leave it alone. So then it kicks off the stop, and as the race begins to develop, I'm like, oh, I'm not getting anywhere close to him. And I'm kind of was defeated at that point, like kind of laid up my head against the cage, like, gosh, this is awful, right? And I can't go under. And then, like, literally as he crossed the finish line, I thought, oh God, I don't want to break out more than he does. And I killed like little or nothing, like 4 or 5 mile an hour to be 3 thou less under than he was. So I guess the good part is, like, I could have sailed through on the floor and lost a double breakout 60 behind. That would have made me feel worse. And somehow or another, when the light came on, like, say he's 3 thou further under than I was, I felt bad to win. But obviously you get away with that, and like, hey, you're supposed to go win the race now, right? You got away with one. And I come back for the semis. I run Chris Nafsinger, really good Division 7 Super Gas racer. And it was like the replay of the Tucson bracket race final, in that I've got a couple, like 2-3 mile an hour on Chris. I'm holding, like I think I can go 3 under. He's not. And so we kick off the stop, and immediately I'm already ahead and slightly pulling away. And as much as I tell myself, like, let the race develop, don't lose momentum, I'm only holding 300s. There's no reason to kick the throttle, like, even before 1,000 foot, right? And just past the 8th, I kick it twice because I'm ahead and I'm driving away, and I lose all momentum. Like I say, it's a complete replay of Tucson. I'm on the floor the last 400 feet, knowing that I'm screwing up, and I can't do anything about it. I'm 7th thou behind, 3 above, just... Not to take anything away from Chris, he made a good run. He's a great racer, but yeah, that's one that I let slip away. So not pleased with that. And then the second race, this is one of those, like, for all of the bracket racers, and I used to be one of you, right, that would look at Drag Race Central and go, man, this NHRA stuff looks easy, right? The packages are awful. I lost to, first round of the second race, I lost to, I believe it was a 27 thousandths package, which on paper you're like, you should beat that. Situationally, that dude made an awesome run that I couldn't beat. So the situation was, our first round of Super Gas was literally like the slowest run of the week by a 1/10. It got crazy hot. The weather is awful. There is a 30-mile-an-hour headwind, gusting, coming and going. And it's the worst part is it's not like obviously slow. Like the 3 pairs in front of me, the first pair is, the next again is 10:05. First pair is like 10:11 to 10:14. The next pair is 10:01 to 9:99. So both stupid slow to both stupid fast. The next pair is stupid slow. So you can't just get a gauge on it. And again, my opponent is 20 and dead on at 130. And I go 170. My opponent was Glenn Smith, really cool Henry J, Division 7 racer. In that situation, like, again, incredible run, I thought. I'm teen. I basically would normally try to set up honest in that instance because I have 40 mile an hour on him and have, like I said, a really, really good car. I just didn't trust myself to hold it on the floor, given the situation. So I said, well, just set up 10:03 because you're going to kill something. And as it played out, if I hold it on the floor, I get by him and I could win. But again, I thought I had to kill 200s, so I killed 200s, end up 13 behind. I'm like 15 on the tree, 10:07, which doesn't sound great. Again, it's like a 400s package. But I think, like, I was actually pretty pleased with that run in that spot, and it would have beat like 85% of my potential opponents that round. It just didn't beat Glenn Smith. So good on him. And like I say, the frustrating part on my end was I really legitimately feel like I have the best Super Gas car, certainly on the premises, if not in the country, and I couldn't do much with it, right? So that's where we're at. But this week's a new week. Tomorrow's a new day. It is our last race of the tour. It is our biggest race of the tour. Getting ready for Spring Fling Million. Pretty fired up about it. On to the Double Divisional.
Double Divisional, first round, I have to run Val Torres Jr.
Great draw.
Yeah, great draw. Out of 110 Super Comp cars, he's like probably one of the best racers on the West Coast. But I did my affirmations and I did my little swish moment, so I was prepared mentally, but I was 16, he was 18. I expected him to be holding some and to drop, and I got 4th out behind. So that didn't work out.
Right.
And then the second divisional, I got through first round, and second round, I met it coming on, and I was red and frustrated because I could have won easily. I don't think he was meaning to go 7 or 8 under. So.
Right. I think that we can understand, sense the frustration in your voice. I think most of our viewers realize how fierce a competitor you are and how this is not sitting well with you. What I don't think that they necessarily realize is, I don't know, what you have on your plate in comparison to the rest of the field, if you will. So maybe walk us through, I think it was your Thursday morning here in Vegas, just as a glimpse inside.
Yeah, you come back from your run and you're like, I wish I had the camcorder out so I could be recording you.
We're trying to get it in retrospect. I don't think it's going to be nearly as raw, but...
Yeah. So, Jack wakes up with he's had a cough for 2 weeks, drainage cough, and he is throwing up clear liquids and phlegm. I cleaned the kitchen floor twice. I cleaned his bedding and his bed, and then he poops his pants. Gary smashes his fingers in the toolbox in the trailer while I'm in the trailer in the motorhome cleaning up Jack. So yeah, that was Thursday morning.
Well, let's get this straight. Like you're cleaning up all the throw up and mess. You go up to make your run, hand off the kids to me, and they're awesome for an hour while you're in the staging lanes. We go up, watch you run. There's no issues. You come back, I go to make my run, and within 10 minutes, he's got poop running down his leg. You almost got me there. You bring him in here. Gary smashes his finger in the toolbox, lets out a blood-curdling scream that I probably heard in the staging lanes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was just Thursday.
That was just Thursday. One day in the life. Good times. All right, babe, what are we? 9 weeks in?
9 weeks, yeah.
1 week to go. It is, on one hand, it's like the end of this long journey. So I don't know if this is possible, but I'm, what are you doing?
Acting like he's drinking bubbles. I thought he really was at first.
Okay.
It's not open. It has a white pop.
You're right, so it won't let you drink it. That's good.
Haha, Jack.
Smart safety seal. So I don't know if it's possible to be conflicted. I feel like I'm conflicted. Like on one hand, I'm ready to go home, and on the other hand, I'm like sad that it's almost over. In the same boat.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I love racing at Vegas, but Vegas has been a little rough. So,
Check
on
it out.
track, off track, lack of sleep.
Little stomach bug went through the entire family to some extent. Worst of all for Gary.
Not for Jack.
You had diarrhea.
Yeah, on like Tuesday and Friday, but Saturday and Sunday, whatever I got sick, he was awesome. I was so jealous of him.
You were so jealous of him.
I don't know why you got it so bad, and the rest of us had it very lightly, but that was how it worked. I'm sorry.
And from a racing standpoint, it's like you feel a little bit burnt out, like ready for it to be over, but this is the biggest event of the whole trip, right? So we're trying to get up for Spring Fling Million.
Yeah. So we've got some mental homework to do.
Yeah. That's
No
a good
way.
to put it. This is, as we're recording this is our 1 day off between the divisional and the million.
And it was awful wind.
It was awful wind. Outside of the race coming up this weekend, like, where are you at? Are you ready to be home? Are you over this?
I just want to sleep.
Too bad.
If you're thinking of us this week, you can be thinking of sweet dreams, peaceful nights. That would be helpful. We'll use all the good vibes we can get. So if you want to watch us on Motormania TV, cheer us on. We would appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, we're still having fun. Like, I feel like the mood of this is really low. We are having fun. We're trapped in the motorhome right now in a gigantic windstorm. I don't know that this necessarily needed illustration, but just to show you that we weren't exaggerating. It's windy here in Vegas, right, Gary?
Yeah, it's like 60
Normally you can see the mountains basically all the way around this facility, and now all you see is dust. A bit windy, babe?
The slides are in, so it's very small in here.
Yeah, so like, you know, you're 9 weeks in, you feel like the walls are closing in, and the walls are literally closing in. Yeah, so there's that. But we're ready for the fling.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun.
1 more week. 1 more week, 1,700 miles. Hopefully some wind lights in between, then we'll be home.
Yeah, and hopefully the Cosmo.
Hopefully. Gary's been on the Cosmo kick
Yeah,
for several
the
weeks.
pressure is on
Yes.
because he has even pointed out the Cosmo to Jack, and he says with confidence that we are staying at the Cosmo.
Right, after we win the million and give him a ride.
Yeah, so that's why, Mommy, I hope that you win the Cosmo. I mean, I hope that you win it because it'll be the first time a girl wins it, and that'll be a good thing for you.
Yeah.
That'd be
That
phenomenal.
will make it good.